Welcome to Raw Dog Gaming. This is the Raw Dog speaking, and this is where I give raw reviews and raw impressions of the games I'm playing. Today I'm giving a raw review of Khazan, the first Berserker. So, let's do it raw, baby! So, Khazan is awesome. If you didn't hear my raw impression, it's not going to change much. Khazan is an amazing game, one of my favorite games that I've played in a long time. In fact, it is now the best Souls-like, in my opinion. Of course, it's just my opinion. Other people will have different opinions. And I'm not sure how far my opinion would take you. But it is, by far, the best Souls-like, in my opinion. And I'm going to tell you why, because this game is amazing. Now, see, before the Khazan, I liked Neo. Neo was my favorite Souls-like. And I'll tell you why Khazan is better. Now, Khazan has been implementing the whole parry thing that's been going on recently. All these Souls-like to have parries. But Khazan not only has one parry, not only does it have two parries, it has 3 parries. Now, I don't even use all of them, honestly. I actually mostly just use the one parry, the basic parry, which is when you tap block just before you get hit. They call it a deflect. And it doesn't really do anything. All that it actually does is it activates your brink defense, which is what it's called. It's the deflect brink defense. It activates your brink defense, which can activate some abilities. And when you have the certain ability on brink defense, it also hurts the enemy every time you use brink defense. So when you do it, you end up hurting the enemy a little bit. Now, it doesn't actually do that much, but what it does do is it mitigates all damage that you're taking. It hurts the enemy a little bit, and it gives you more like spirit gauge and everything. It fills up your bars. The thing is just really good. Now, it also doesn't hurt your endurance. So if you get it right, you don't lose stamina. So I think sometimes you actually gain stamina because of the effects. So, but now the other one is the counter. The counter only works when they're doing their critical attacks. Now, that's pretty good. I use that sometimes. But now the other one, the last one, is the reflect. You can use that anytime. But reflect is a little bit more, finicky. It doesn't always work as well. You have to catch it just right. I tried using reflect once, and I figured, it is just too precise. It's not necessary. The other two are perfectly good enough. So I decided not to use it. But anyway, to get to the point, I think the parry in Khazan is really good. That's why I love Khazan. Because although the game is very heavily based and getting used to using that brink dodge and brink deflect or brink defense, the game is very forgiving with it. When you actually have abilities that upgrade your time window for them, so you can actually the parry is just very forgiving. It's a very forgiving parry. When you parry, it actually parries. It's not so exact. And also, if you miss the parry, you're usually blocking. So it also just takes away from your stamina bar. So it's not that big of a deal. So that's one of the reasons I said Khazan is so good because of that. And then Khazan goes even further to have awesome skill trees. The skill trees are so good. I can't even decide which ones are the best. I use dual weapons, by the way. Dual weapons, in my opinion, are always the best in all of these games. Now, I've heard Spear is really good. I tried it for like a minute. It is good. It's awesome. But I decided to stay with dual weapons. And that's because I had a broken weapon in the game. Right in the beginning, I found this dual weapon. I can't even call it dual blades because they're not two blades. It's a blade and an axe. The dual wield set. I found a dual wield set that said it was called like the ancient weapon or something. You can find all of them. There's an ancient spear. There was an ancient big sword. And there was an ancient dual set. But this one had a B+ in scaling. I never, throughout the whole rest of the game, ever saw any weapon with a B+. So it had a B+ in like its main scale, which was I think will, and then it had a B in strength scaling. So no matter what weapon I ever tried to use other than this was always the stronger weapon by far because its scaling was higher, and I was always upgrading my main stat. So it basically broke the game for me. I never changed weapon because that weapon was just so broken that I never had to. It was always stronger because it was a B+. Now that kind of does sadden me because I like to try other weapons. I like to try how they look and everything. But it doesn't really matter because I just didn't need to, and also because you can change how weapons look later on. There's a menu for it, so I didn't need to. It wasn't a big deal. The real thing going here is that when you attach certain armor sets, they also have a weapon to go along with them, and it gives you buffs and effects. The good thing though is that usually it just means how many pieces of the armor you equip. And usually the last like buff on it is like unlocking a new special move or something, or it's not that good anyway. So it's not a big deal when I don't equip the weapon. I just equip all the armor, get all the buffs from the armor, and equip my weapon because my weapon is just too good. So it was crazy. Now let me go into the actual game itself. The game itself was really good. The storyline was nice. I have to say, like, I can't really say too much because like the story was weird because it has its own story, it has its own world. Apparently it's connected to some MMO that goes along the same timeline, but it's very disconnected in the timeline, so it doesn't actually matter. You can play them both individually, so it doesn't matter. But apparently there is a connection somewhere. But anyway, I never saw the connection. I never even knew this game existed, so it doesn't really matter when you play it. But now anyway, like I'm saying, the storyline is good. Now, unfortunately, it's very basic. It's very easy to see coming. You know, Khazan is on the path of revenge, and the king betrayed him. But then, guess what? It wasn't actually the king. It was actually his best friend that betrayed him, kind of. His best friend went mad with the powers of chaos, and then you have to stop your best friend. You have to go ahead and kill him. And that is the plotline. It's very easy, very simple to see coming, and it is just it's just an excuse for Khazan to go killing things. That's what it is. But then again, Souls-like games don't really need a lot of plot. They just need an excuse to go fight a whole lot of bosses. So that is what it is. But the game is just so good. Like the mechanics are just built so well. Oh, like I said, the skill tree. Let me go back to the skill tree for a second. The Gale. I love the Gale. I use that all the time. It's this big powered up heavy attack that stabs the enemy, and when you have a spirit built up on it, it just continues to impale them. It just sucks out life, not into you, but just sucks out their health. It's awesome. It's awesome. And then there's another one where you get to have extra attacks. You get to summon the Phantom, which is your whole rage meter. You get to summon the Phantom, and the Phantom basically fights alongside with you. You tap a button to do extra attack, and when you do that extra attack, the Phantom also pops out and does attack with you at the same time. So you get so many extra attacks with the Phantom because of this. Oh man, that combo is so destructive. So I use both those things all the time in the game, and then just obliterating stamina bars, obliterating enemies like crazy, and just staggering them and just piercing them through it's crazy. I love Khazan's skill trees. They're just so good. And but the only thing I don't like about Khazan, I would say, is the Phantom form. The Phantom form is not good. The Phantom form is seen as basically a last resort. It's strong, but all the skills that you can use inside the Phantom form also make the Phantom form, dwindle faster. So it's why would I bother using skills? I'll just increase the power of it, increase the timer on it, and then just wail on the dude because I'd rather have more time in there. Yeah, I could use a skill, then I'll run out of time faster. And the big thing about that is that when you go into the Phantom mode, if you use what's it called? Use the Phantom mode as a savior, because there's a savior thing it can do. When you're about to hit 0 health, you go into Phantom mode instead of dying. If you use that, your health doesn't regenerate at all. So the minute Phantom mode ends, you're standing there with 1 health, right in front of the boss probably, or whatever enemy is fighting you. So actually, Phantom mode is better used to do a quick attack, get the heck out of there, turn it off, and heal. Because you don't get your health back or anything. And I wish your health came back from the mode, or at least a little bit. But anyway, so now, what else there? Let's see. The final boss of Khazan was so good. I have to just say, it was really one of the best final bosses I've seen in a long time. Also, it expected a lot of you. I don't know if you got to have checkpoints during the boss, but the boss had 3 phases. 3 phases, or was it 4? It had at least 3 phases. Because there was the standard phase, then it was the second phase. Yeah, there were 3 phases. The boss had 3 phases. And man, it was just nuts. I was just so surprised the boss had 3 phases. By the time that I got to the 3rd phase, I was like, man, I am burning through all of my health items because I've already burned through my my netherworld energy, which is basically the Estus flask. And if I die, I have to go through all the other phases again. It's man, this is nuts. I better not die. And it was intense. It was so intense. But that's the thing, though. The game really strives itself on being cinematic and intense. I haven't felt that intense in a long time. Oh, that boss fight. Oh my goodness. It was amazing. It's just by far amazing. Khazan is just really a good game. there's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. I mean, the only thing I could say is wrong with it is that it's very linear, because obviously it's a Souls-like, but it's not anywhere like Elden Ring. It's not open world or anything. It's a completely linear Souls-like. It's mission-based. So that's the only thing I would say that goes against it, is that it's mission-based. But then again, it was really nice to have a nice mission-based game where like the game knows what it's doing, it knows what it wants to be. It's not trying to be open world and ridiculous. It knows exactly what it wants to be. It's a Souls game, and it wants to be a Souls game. It wants you to go through these levels, kick butt, and fight bosses. And that felt really good. Also, yes, I felt really powerful in the game. It's something I have a problem with a lot of Souls games, or a lot of the other Souls games that comes out, a lot of the Souls likes, like Sekiro. By the end game, you should feel really powerful. And of course you want to fight challenging enemies still, but I mean, like, you should still feel really powerful. And Sekiro, you don't feel really powerful at the end. And that's what I mean, like, I don't like when Souls games or Souls likes don't let you feel powerful. I get it, they want the challenge, but you do grow throughout the game. There should be a point where you still feel powerful. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end my review there. This game is really good. I can do nothing but recommend it so highly. Khazan, the first Berserker, is right now my favorite Souls-like, and I think it's the best. The mechanics are just so good. The graphics are good. The storyline it's good. It's not amazing, but it's a good storyline. It gets the job done, and the game just feels so good to play. So that's the important part. When it's a game like this, you need the mechanics to be solid, and it updates all the time. The updates kind of make me angry, actually, but I don't want to go into a great deal about that. But yeah, the game gets tons of updates. The developers are really on top of it. The game is really, really good. So that's that. That's my raw review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll get Khazan. It's a great game. I highly recommend it. And you know, I'll hope to see you back here next time. So like and subscribe, you can do all that stuff, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.